Wild one at Arrowhead, and the Chiefs find a way. Down 12, they rallied. Patrick Mahomes now 11-0 in September. And look, you go with what you know when you're down. And that means Kelsey, 6 grabs, 2 touchdowns. That means Cheetah, 11 grabs, button his head up on 200 yards receiving and a touchdown. Mahomes throws for 3, runs for 1, gets it done. Spoils a good day by Chubb. Baker Mayfield with a late pick. So, Kansas City getting it done. Afterwards, Tracy Wolfson with Pat Mahomes.
With Patrick Mahomes now. Patrick down 22-10. And even Kevin Stefanski told me at half you can't count the Chiefs out ever. What were the adjustments made at halftime to come out and come back and win this one?
Yeah, I think basically we just had to fight. I mean, this is a heck of a football team that we played. A team that has a ton of talent, and they were bringing it to us in the first half. So I think the second half, guys just came out with that heart and found a way to finish, go across the finish line. How
about this defense? No Matthew, no Frank Clark, and then they come out with the forced fumble, the sack, the punt, the fumble on the punt, and then the interception to seal it. What can you say about their job down the stretch of the second half?
Yeah, guys stepped up. I think that's the biggest thing. Like you said, those are leaders that obviously great players, but leaders on that defense that didn't get to play today. And guys stepped up. Guys made plays at the end of the game, and we found a way to win it in the end.
How about this 12th man of the crowd? How important were they down the stretch there? It was insane here.
No, it felt like a playoff game. It felt like the AFC Championship, the way the crowd came out. And anytime you're playing at Arrowhead, they're going to be a part of it, and they were today.
It's good to have them back. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. September. What a month for Mahomes. You know what it's like to lose there. And look at it. The more amazing thing than 11-0 is 37 toucouchdowns and no interceptions.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
That's a
Look at the fantasy points in September.
They're 37-0. I don't know what it's like to lose. I don't know what it's like to make a mistake in September. That's how good he is in the first month of the season. And boy, did they have a great seat. Front row to call this one. Our guys, they're terrific. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo.
Jim Nantz and Tony Romo here in Kansas City with your CBS Sports HQ game recap. The Kansas City Chiefs come back from 12 down at halftime. An incredible spirited effort by Cleveland comes up short. 22-10 halftime lead. Running up and down the field, 300 yards in the first half. Second half, though, they turned it over 3 times. The Chiefs took advantage, and the Chiefs have now won on opening day for the 7th consecutive year.
And it was a tall task, right? Like coming into Arrowhead, no one's really expecting anyone to come in here on this week and win. And the Browns did everything right to do that. You just can't turn the ball over. You can't drop a punt snap. Yeah. I mean, Baker, that stuff could happen with someone hitting you and everything. But what a great game by both teams. And Patrick Mahomes, kind of Patrick Mahomesy, isn't he?
What did you call him, Mr. September?
Mr. September.
I think he's Mr. October,
September,
November, December, January. I mean, I think you could pretty much make a case, but he's never lost in September, and he's now up to 35 touchdowns with no interception in his career in September games. 3 today, by the way, plus rushing for another. So 4 touchdowns he accounted for in all.
That's unbelievable. I mean, that's like your golf game in September. It's just unbeatable. So it's impressive. This team, it's hard to beat them, and you can see why.
Next week, we're going to be in Los Angeles for the Cowboys and the Chargers. Should be another doozy, but what an opening week. Great to have the fans back. And Patrick Mahomes said after the game, it felt like a playoff game, and it did. Boy, now you know what you missed last year.
I'm glad we're back, big guy, and I'm glad this was here. And it was so special to be here with you and the fans. That's what football is right there. I loved it.
Here, here. See you next week, big guy. This has been your CBS Sports HQ game recap. For continuing coverage, go to cbssports.com.
All right, thanks, guys. This was every year on opening day, I feel like the Cleveland Browns are Charlie Brown, and the rest of the world is Lucy holding the football. And every year you think he's going to kick it, and it just gets pulled away, right? Nope. How many times have we seen them week 1? You're like, this is the year they're going to break the streak. I mean, they haven't won. There's 17 straight years they've not won on opening day. 16-1. Amazing. They were close in this one, JJ. What happened?
Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we saw the graphic earlier. I mean, what he does in September. That's what I had been talking about, where if this were a game, it reminded me of the Bucs-Saints game last year in Week 1, where I wanted that game to be later in the year because I was saying, well, there's no way the Bucs can win in Week 1. Play it a little bit later in the season for everybody to gel. You can't beat Patrick Mahomes in September. It is impossible to beat Patrick Mahomes in September, and we have seen it play out now for the third consecutive season. But it wasn't just Mahomes. The Chiefs didn't beat themselves. They struggled with penalties last year. They've really struggled with penalties in the entire Andy Reid era, and they struggled with them in the Super Bowl. They only had 5 penalties, which matched the Cleveland Browns in this game. Tyreek Hill with 197 receiving yards. You can take away his 75-yard reception, and he still had a $120 on the Browns. And then finally, if you're going to beat the Chiefs, you can't beat yourselves. Maybe they aren't beating themselves. You can't beat yourselves. Nick Chubb with the fumble, you never see that happen. That happened, and then Baker Mayfield with that interception there at the end. So it was truly a perfect storm for the Cleveland Browns, where I think that they could potentially win this game if it were week 5 or week 7, get out of September, but not in September against Patrick Mahomes.
When you're playing against Pat Mahomes in that offense, no lead is safe. And key big-time point from JJ, you can't beat yourself. You have to be perfect. You got to be flawless offensively because they can score at any given time. Watching Pat Mahomes and his offense is like watching Steph Curry. He can score from anywhere on the yard. That has been the storyline.
Except if Steph Curry made 37 straight shots without a miss, because that's what's amazing. You're talking about your point's perfect. Look, not only can you not beat yourself, he has no chance to give you anything.
No question.
37 touchdowns and no interceptions.
No interceptions
in September.
And they were down, 12 points at halftime, if I'm not mistaken.
Biggest
Everything was in
comeback
favor
of Mahomes' career in the regular season.
Of the Browns winning. And the turnover, the fumble was huge. And then that interception and enter the ball game. Baker trying to make something happen was the final say, y'all. But this was entertaining, number one. Entertaining. But for Cleveland to lose like this against the Chiefs for the second straight time traveling to Arrowhead has to do something to their psyche. Hopefully they can bounce back because you don't want to allow the Chiefs to beat you 2 weeks in a row, focusing on what happened this week and not getting prepared for the next opponent.
And I think we might have just seen the January matchup in the AFC title game, because I think a lot of people had the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills might have just been a little too inflated. Those Cleveland Browns can absolutely play on January 30th in the AFC title game.
Man, I would think if you were going to pick a Super Bowl team in the AFC, you would have had to look at Cleveland. You had to look at Kansas City. Probably would have looked at Buffalo. B-Mac would have looked at Pittsburgh. And they look good today, that's for sure.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.